my question was, how does that, as Ames Web then overlap with math, but it doesn't, it's basically in tandem. Is that my understanding?
Yes. Well, like Ames Web, we're taking the winter one, the week of the 13th of December. We're taking math in January. Math is a 2-day. Ames Web is I think you do it in 2 days now. An ELA test, a math test on the Chromebooks. First grade is individual, and then math is on the Chromebooks. ELA 1 day, math another day. Totally different tests, though.
Well, that's what I was wondering.
Yeah.
Because I understand math is more preparatory for, you're saying for college, right?
Math does not allow us, for SAT.
Particularly with SAT, right.
The correlation. Math does not allow us to progress and monitor weekly.
Right.
Well, math is really great and gives us good information. It doesn't have a part to it that allows us to do that chart where we can look at something weekly.
Okay, that's all.
So that's why we have both.
Okay. The other part is, considering that these PARC scores are from last year, right? And that although I would guess that you can take the assessments from last year for the district and maybe compare last year's to then when we take it the next year's and compare those. Do you think in your assessment you can compare then last year's lead jobs to then the next bit of information you get from the PARC scores to lead jobs, considering that we went to grade centers? In other words, do you see an impact in going to grade centers impacting, let's say, the results of next year's PARC scores?
Maybe. We don't know that yet. That's possible.
Do we think it
It's
will?
going to be reported as a district, though.
Exactly.
It's not going to be broken out.
Yeah.
No, and I understand that, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I think you can reliably look at the district from year to year.
Correct.
But then can you look at, considering that there's such a difference between Giles and Leeds in some of the schools?
In a couple.
Right. Do you see that as a potential impact? Like, how is the grade centers going to impact what those scores are going to look like? And is that being taken into consideration? I don't know what the curriculum is like for fourth graders at Giles, fourth graders at Lee, and whether or not they're different. But now you would think that there's got to be some sort of.
One of the positive benefits of going to grade level centers is a standardization of your curriculum and instruction, right? You don't have that situation where we don't know what they're doing over at the other school in our particular grade level.
Right.
In fact, in some of the cases, I have one particular teacher who's going to be solely responsible for one of these data points next year. I have one math teacher, for example, in 8th grade, one math teacher in 5th grade, who will be responsible for that whole little box. And so that's a lot of pressure at some level, but at the same time, I know that my 5th graders are getting a standardized curriculum and instruction experience, right?
Yeah.
So that's the good news.
That's the really exciting thing
Yeah.
about grade centers for me. Because I now have all of the 4th grade, 3rd grade, 2nd grade teachers all together in one room all the time that we could be working in that curriculum.
So I guess that, to me, like, does that then sort of zero out this at that point? And then are you really starting sort of, I don't want to say from new, because you can still do the district, but then are we really sort of creating a new benchmark starting next year for PARC? Because then you're really evaluating sort of the effects of the grade center.
That's something we're always going to have to keep in mind.
Yeah.
Like we should put a little
Asterisk.
asterisk to this. The year we
This is
start
the year.
grade
Yeah.
Yeah, but sooner or later the park is going to correct itself, right? It's going to do exactly what it's intended to do, measure the growth. You have to figure that it's a new assessment in the first 2 or 3 years. It's calibrated. And so once again, is it valid and reliable? And is it reliable and valid? Just because something is valid doesn't mean it's reliable. And so to your point, we may be going to the grade centers and we may be calibrated better than expected, and that's because it takes time. But as I tell you, it's really, you've got to have that model in place, and we have it. I mean, we've got to a point where, do I think, and this is kind of diverging from your question a little bit, but do I think we could have had the model, the systematic model, this year? No, I don't think we could have if we had the 2 buildings. I think what's happening is we're seeing an acceleration of our curriculum so that we can get to really the 4 questions, so that we visited each one of them, each one of these questions with exactly that, some type of model that fits it. And so this is really where we're at right now. I don't believe if we'd have been in 2 schools we could have showed this model, because we had the competitiveness. and it's good. The competition's good, but to the same extent, you know, we weren't having the conversations that we're having now. The conversations we're having now are deeper, richer conversations about, you know, what can we do best for kids? How are we going to grade kids without the traditional A, B, and C, where it's more mastery proficient or needs improvement? And so you're going to see more progress from your kids meeting the standards, but that's what we're expected to do, because the standards are more or less what define us by the state, right? And so, you know, stay tuned. We'll have answers to your questions in the near future.
We'll have more questions to ask on number 17. So, thank you.